He has something to say.
All right, listen up. Okay. We all know what topic this is. Take this seriously. There will be no sexual harassment of any kind. Behavior like at the last debate, you all know what I'm talking about, is completely unacceptable. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Good. This is a serious debate. Take it seriously. Okay? Thank you guys.
Alright, can I appoint a timekeeper, please?
Over here. Over here.
Like, sit over there. Okay, I can see you. Okay, you can do it.
Nothing inappropriate.
Okay, I'll sit over Alright, this is going to be a traditional debate, which means we're going to have affirmative speakers for 6 minutes, negative for 6, a subsequent for 3, a negative for 3, and then, you know, that about 3 or 4 more times, and then a closing 3 for both. And no cross-examining like your classes in CW. Okay. So you could have yours for 6 minutes. He's doing it.
I can't really see you from
Do you know the, yeah, do you know?
I'm sit right here.
Yeah, like sit here.
Just some.
Yeah, why don't Aaron just be timer? Yeah. First one is 6 minutes, right?
I'll do it.
Sit right there, Ian, sit right there.
Got this, Khalil. First one is 6 minutes.
So let's get to the bottom of moral framework. Moral behavior. Moral behavior describes as using people as ends, not as means. Any action that happens, there are ends, which are goals, and means, which are the ways to achieve these goals. For example, immorality. You're treating someone as that they are not a human or a person. And for example, you're stealing and then stealing their ends and means.
Back to speakers.
I would like to quote immorality as fuck buddies.
Oh! Red card.
Morality is, which means you want to know them and actually do something meaningful. Now let's get down to the bottom of grinding. Grinding. You're rubbing to someone. Yes? Yes. It is basically effectively having sex out in public. Having sex in public is moral. Does anyone... Okay, raise your hand if you think having sex in the public is moral. There really isn't much difference between grinding and having sex in the public. And there other exists and other different sexual acts, as such as intercourse. But just because that you have clothes on doesn't mean that it is moral, does it? You're basically having sex in the public. Okay, now let's see why people would grind. The grinding mostly occurs during dances, and dances there are no lights. So that means you're not shy to have sex in public because there's no lights and no one can see your face and you're grinding. So let's see, okay, who wants to show their parents that they're grinding in front of your parents? Just let your parents see grinding. All our hands.
Right.
Who would grind in a dance? I thought everyone was grinding in a dance. So now let's think about this. Do you guys want to grind in front of your little sister and see you sexually aroused? No. Come on, guys. I can describe immorality as crying, cheating, seducing, or lying. And seducing and lying is immoral, right? So, therefore, grinding is immoral. And there's no other opinion that should be said about immorality of grinding. Okay, she's
negative opening speech from Shark.
So, we're all teenagers. We have all pretty much been to a teen dance. Now, what happens when you go to a teen dance? Thank you. Now, my opponent's here trying to make the argument that grinding is immoral. I'm not sure if many of you have caught this, but in my CW class I learned something called a logical fallacy. One of them is called a slippery slope, where you draw unnecessary conclusions from a limited amount of evidence. Now, saying that grinding is sex is not true, okay? First of all, I'm pretty sure we all in here know what sex is, and I'm pretty sure we all know what grinding is, okay? Grinding, you have clothes on, and grinding is nowhere near that. So, to get to my main point, the utilitarian definition of of morality is fundamentally what makes people happy. Now, let's take into consideration the idea of drugs. People use drugs and they makes them happy. People use drugs to get a certain feeling, correct? It is not affecting anyone except themselves. They are doing it to affect themselves and only themselves. Now, let's take into consideration consensual sex. Okay? I'm pretty sure that the majority of society would accept that consensual sex is the norm, and that is an accepted idea or action, and thus it is immoral in society. Now, let's take into consideration dancing. Not just any dancing, but teen dancing. First of all, it's widely accepted. Second of all, it safely satisfies a desire. And it makes kids happy. Okay? And it does not hurt anyone.
No commentary from the floor, please.
Thank you. Now to the more touchy subject, sex itself. Okay? Now, I'm pretty sure we all know that sexuality is completely normal. None of us would be here right now if it weren't for sex, right? Okay. Now, there's absolutely nothing unusual or unnormal about sex. So, fundamentally, grinding is just people expressing their biological desires, and that's it. Nothing more. So, in conclusion, grinding is an innocent, safe, and protective way to express sex, and it contributes to an individual's sexual maturity.
Now, to recognize subsequent speaker for the affirmative. For the affirmative,
Am I affirmative?
no, you're negative.
That's right.
For the affirmative, grinding is immoral. That's fine.
Can you give me motion to suspend the rules? Nobody's gonna affirmative.
Thank you. Thank you, bye. You're on that side. Yeah. Alright, your 3 minutes.
The opponent is correct. Grinding is a safe way of satisfying a biological desire. However, I don't think anybody would agree that satisfying a biological desire, such as a sexual desire, is okay in public. Having sex in public, as the affirmative speaker said, is not cool, man. It's just not cool. Nobody wants to see that. I even assume in most places it's probably illegal. It's just, we don't want to see that. Grinding, as the negative speaker said, may not be having sex, but it is on the same level, it is on the same playing field. And I know a lot of people, although you might want to watch it, a lot of people don't want to see it. People don't want to see you having sex, either actually having sex or in some kind of other manner of speaking. Grinding is immoral. Grinding is not a safe, well, it is safe, but it is not an acceptable manner in which you must satisfy your biological needs. Grinding, come on, man. It's grinding. Keep it clean. We don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. You don't want to see it. Let's just keep this stuff clean, man. Let's do some actual dancing. How many people saw at the last dance? How many people saw like some of the Pacific Islanders doing some actual dancing?
I saw that.
That
I saw you
is
dancing. I saw you grinding.
Thank you, Caleb. That is dancing. That's real dancing. Watching you move your body with the music, rocking out by yourself in the middle of a circle, going crazy. Let's go. That's what I want to see. That's what real dancing is. Grinding. Just get a room, man. Let's go, guys. Bring it on.
Oh, sorry.
Go.
Okay. Wait.
I'm answering questions. Questions, guys. Questions.
Please select speakers. Thank you.
Steve Lee.
Stand up.
Steve Lee, Long Beach City, California. That's the issue, grinding at dance.
Yes, I was. Does that mean it's automatically moral? No. I'm not denying that.
You're a sitter.
Alright, so can you describe sexual intercourse and describe and how they are the same? Please just describe.
Can I do this?
Please be careful.
Okay, I'm out of time, guys. Sorry, that's all for tonight. I'll be here all week. Am I actually like?
Yes, you're
Am I loud? Okay. And I will be mature about this, and I don't want anybody laughing. I'm going to be mature about this. Sexual intercourse is the process by which the male genitalia is placed inside the female genitalia in a manner which is pleasing to both parties. Grinding is the process in which both members are clothed, but male genitalia is placed up against the general area where the female genitalia would be.
No,
I don't know.
not really.
Close enough. It's nearby. That answers your question.
It's nearby.
Thank you. That was it. Thanks.
If grinding's immoral, why would you go up to a girl who didn't want it and try to grind on her?
My time has expired, and the rules say you can only spend my time once.
No, you cannot. Alright, guys, we will recognize a negative, a negative subsequent speaker. Put your hands up, Now we will recognize a negative subsequent speaker. No!
A great scholar once said, "There ain't nothing wrong with a little bump and grind." Robert Kelly. I believe there definitely isn't anything wrong with a little bump and grind. It's safe. It pleases both parties usually, and it's just fun and just accepted. Now, for certain people who don't know how to do any other type of dance, like me, grinding comes naturally. I think for most people, grinding isn't something that you really have to learn. I don't know how to dance, and that is all I really know how to do. Now, when I try to do other types of dance, I fail miserably, and I get laughed at.
this allows me to not get laughed at. And I believe that that safety and that heartfelt feeling that it gives me is what makes it moral. Because I am happy. And for me, that makes it moral. Anyway, yes, I would like to take as many questions as possible.
Any questions?
Yes.
Oh, no questions.
Liam.
Do you have evidence that the other side of the party is pleased?
Can't please the other party. Just saying upset. No. I do not have any evidence.
Oh, we're not allowed.
Yeah, no.
Next.
How it goes.
Oh, wait. Oh, you were doing clap. All right, go back. Now to recognize subsequent speech from the affirmative.
Nope.
The CAs? Can the CAs do it? No, they can't.
Okay, thank you. What? Please respect the speaker.
Grinding is immoral.
This guy.
Rubbing your body against another woman, treating her like your play toy, sexually, is immoral. Doing it out in public so everybody can see it. Just putting your genitals on her buttocks is immoral. The moves that you're doing is not I've been to many dances, and running is immoral. I see people all sweaty, their underwear halfway up, and like, man, that's nasty. It does not need to happen in public. If you want to grind, then grind behind closed areas. You know? There's other ways to dance. You can dance with a woman, you know. Just, you don't have to like turn her around, bend her over, and just. Serious matter. It's so funny. I use my time for questions.
Thank you. Yes.
Representative Johnson, a firm believer in Robert Kelly's speech. Isn't it true that you were doing such motions last Saturday?
I went to church.
In your opinion, do you believe that the opponent has any actual evidence of this matter other than faulty ad hominem attacks against the speakers?
Can you repeat that in language?
Do you think that they have any actual arguments and evidence besides the fact that you and I were grinding on Saturday?
I did not grind with this thing phone. Other arguments would be that a girl may want to grind, and that could be just going up and down, but
He can finish his
I can finish? Come on, man. But when you are disrespecting her, and you are just like, you know, getting all into it, and that's just immoral. It's like, have some self-respect for yourself.
Thank you.
Motion
Second.
I got lots.
The rest of it will be carried out
Yes.
without any personal comments and no demonstration.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm from the Caribbean, and as part of our festivals, we basically grind in public. And that's not just one island, that's most of the islands. Are you saying that our whole culture and form of customs are immoral?
Ditto. I'm not from where you are, but I would have to see the type of dancing. If there's space for God between us and it's not.
Are you going to grind ever again?
Yes, I would, Mama.
Yes.
If you don't suggest grinding, what do you suggest for like teenagers to satisfy their urges?
No demonstration.
No, I'm just saying like a real one.
Wait, what?
Like, what do you suggest? Because like there are teenagers that have like certain urges. So if you don't want to have intercourse,
See, Gary. Learn how to cat daddy. That's why we can't talk to Next question.
Now we will recognize a subsequent speaker for the negative. Yes.
Iceman. Never.
It's a top gun. Yeah. A wise man named Mahatma Gandhi once said, "An eye for an eye makes the whole world blind." What does that have to do with grinding? Great question. Moving on. Genitalia. I got over it. I said the word. Why can't you? Grinding is not immoral. Except for an isolated incident in Albuquerque, no one has ever had a baby because of grinding. What? Seriously. It's safe. It's moral. People like it. Well, you know, I've been thrown against a pillar. That was weird. But
Statesman behavior.
really? But to say that it's immoral is absolutely ridiculous. In fact, I believe the main speaker said that seducing and lying is also immoral, and that is what grinding is made of. But what about politics? That's seducing and lying as well. Mainly. So yeah, grinding's immoral, so I urge you. Oh wait, grinding's not immoral. So I urge you, vote negative on this resolution. Thank you. I yield my time to questions.
Okay.
Not
Yes,
bad.
sir.
Could you explain this isolated incident now?
I legally don't think I can.
Is it you?
No.
Yes, sir.
No.
You pointed me?
Yes.
That was my question.
Oh, okay. Yes, sir.
Can you cite your source on the thing in Albuquerque?
Roommate, be quiet.
Yes, ma'am.
You guys all seem to be under the impression that grinding is sexually satisfying. What if it is not, and people further move on to sex, which is why you are saying that grinding is okay because it kind of prevents sex? Doesn't it make people want to go to a separate room afterwards and have it as well?
Well, that's a whole different act. I mean, I could be drinking water and then just have sex after.
Please sit down. Unfortunately, we are out of time. Now we will recognize another affirmative speaker. Thank you.
You're amazing.
I don't think it's gonna take long because honestly, girls respect your body, guys control yourself. It's a sick generation where we live in. My mommy would never like me dancing like that. I don't think your mommy would like it either. And it's just like morality should. Sorry?
Put on a name tag.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is kind of time?
Yes.
Okay, so, I mean, morality should project from our conscience, and what separates us from human and animals is our conscience. And if you think, yeah, that thing is a good thing, just, I'm sorry, you don't have morals. But it's okay, because humans are immoral, so, yeah, sick world, yeah. I yield my questions.
Are there any questions?
No. Proving my point.
Do you have one? Questions? Yes, sir.
Now, I have morals, and I've grinded. Does that make me immoral?
I guess it does.
These two's on.
Okay. No, you can. All right.
No.
Yeah, he can.
Yeah, he can.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, yes, sir.
Hi, Rumi. So would you agree that during action you don't think of your conscience, you don't listen to your conscience?
I don't know, because I've never grinded before, so I can't really say.
Good for you, man. Dominic, do you have a question?
I mean,
Who's the first?
Okay.
Good job, man. I'll see you.
Now we will like to recognize a subsequent speaker for the
Right here.
affirmative.
I'll make a motion.
Yes.
Can we tag team this?
Yeah.
Can you have time?
Second.
We have two people do one subsequent.
Second.
Third.
Yield your time to someone.
You can yield your time to a second speaker, and you don't have to suspend the rules for that in JSA.
You can yield back and forth.
So they're trying to do a
They
tech
want to do, yeah.
You can do that, but not speak at the same time. The one person who gives up the time is just that.
Okay. Yes, you may.
Just stand up.
Happy birthday, Curtis.
Oh, thank you.
Happy birthday, Curtis.
No. My birthday, I want you to go first. Okay. All right. As a firm believer in Robert Kelly's speech, as you said earlier, I'm one to say is how can we say his morals is the same as my morals, or your morals is the same as my morals? We're all different people. That way, we all like to express ourselves in different forms of fashions. Maybe dancing in the floor by yourself. What's up with that, man? But people like me, I mean, I'm just saying, like having fun at parties, you know, it happens, you know, just saying. So I'm not trying to go the extra mile, as some people may say it is, but yeah, I'll pass it on to my man to the right.
All right.
To the right. Yeah.
All right. The point I want to make is all I hear is about when you grind, you're gonna have babies, right? I grind a lot. I hope I don't have no babies. Because if I do, I'm scared of my mama. So, I mean, like Mr. Warner stated, when you grind, it's like you're having sexual intercourse. I don't feel as much pleasure as much as probably some of you guys do while grinding without, you know, the actual intercourse part.
This is being recorded, man.
Guys, come on.
Speaker.
Y'all are making me lose my thought. Please quit laughing. This is a serious matter here. We're talking about keeping grinding like regulated. Like I like grinding. I know that some of you guys like grinding. So it's like I'm losing my train of thought right now. So I pass it on to Brian.
Okay, yeah, you know. Well, personally, coming from the standpoint, my dad, he's seen me grind before, and my dad's a very respectable man. I'm just gonna say that out loud. And yeah, he didn't say anything about it. Just letting y'all know. So I'm not saying it's okay for all y'all to do it, because I mean, some of y'all don't. Know. Anyway, do what you feel is best. And like I said, people have their own different morals in life. So if you don't feel it's comfortable don't set that for the entire group in this room because they have different morals as you do. And I'm a very moral person myself, just that's not one of them.
Alright, if you're gonna dance by yourself, I don't understand how you're gonna have fun doing that. Because, I mean, Mr. Wilner, I don't know, like, how do you dance with a girl that's like 10 feet away from you? So what are you gonna do, shimmy back and forth? Pass it back and forth? I mean, it's kind of difficult doing that, I must say. You can do it?
Nah.
Oh. I can't do it. I don't think Robert
Motion.
Is there a motion?
Motion to extend teacher's time by 1 minute.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, please say aye. All opposed, please say nay. Nay. Motion passes.
Okay, we have time for some questions here, you know, from the floor. Open it up, let's go. Anybody, let's go.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so you said you were a firm believer in R. Kelly. Are you aware that R. Kelly was once arrested for 14 counts of child pornography?
To answer that question, I said I was a firm believer in the verse in the song. So if you didn't hear me correctly, I apologize. R. Kelly did some crazy, nasty things in the world. So we know. Y'all know the stories. If you don't, look them up. There's internet around this place. So y'all got it. Next question, please. Thank you. Anybody? You spending my time? You ain't got no questions?
Yes, sir. Here.
It's your birthday, right?
Oh, God.
Yes, it's my birthday.
I'm sure there are a lot
No
of...
follow-up. That's right. Oh, sorry. There's no more time.
Motion to extend.
There are enough here.
Curtis, you're
Well, I
up.
guess there's two people, so you can motion again.
Yeah,
Motion to suspend.
Second. There's two kids. We will now recognize a subsequent speaker for the affirmative.
We can't look up the R. Kelly thing. They check out.
Okay, then we'll do affirmative's closing speech.
Oh,
He said we don't have enough time.
Motion to appoint
More.
Motion to keep going. Motion to adjourn.
We don't have enough time, sorry.
There's 20 minutes left.
Point the previous question. Probably have to do all of it. We have to have an equal.
This is a setup.
Can we just... Anybody mind saying like...
Oh, am I? Well, so, morals are unique to each and every person. Everyone has different morals. Aaron's morals might be different than my morals. Erica's morals might be different than mine or Aaron's. So to put a title on an accepted act that a large majority of society conforms to is, you just can't do that because it doesn't work. You can't put a specific term on a large majority of people. And also, it's a safe way, an innocent way to express teenagers' needs and desires, and and yeah, and I'd like to thank Louis for helping me with my speech, and Liz for forcing me into this speech. Thank you, Liz.
Wait.
No question.
And yield my time to another speaker here.
You're next.
Sorry.
That's another one.
I know. I'm sorry.
Motion
Yeah.
Oh. Dude, okay. Well, Dirty Dancing's a movie, and actually I haven't seen it. But it expresses and supports my point. Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Now we will hear the closing speech from the affirmative. Wait, okay, so grinding is immoral. Like someone said, Jorge, he asked what could be the alternative for grinding. You can actually try getting to know the person instead of grinding random girls and having fun, arousing yourself or whatever. Just do it in front of somewhere else, like not in the dance floor. Like some people may not like it, like me. Like it's annoying and it's just disgusting. It's completely wrong. And just do it somewhere else where everyone will appreciate it. Just like stack all you up in the room and you guys can hump each other. And okay, this brings us to the topic to feminism. Okay, grinding brings girls to be an object for guys to have fun because you guys are ones that yeah. And this encourages men to look at women as means, which means, as I described before, the ways that you use to achieve a certain goal, like a mangasm or something.
Moving on.
Like, my opponent might said that sex is a biological desire, but some may not want to do it before they are fully grown because they might get traumatized. Like, okay, some people might have fun having some stick on their butt, but please respect the speaker. Everyone has different opinions, and if you don't want to disturb other people's minds and if you want to be moral, then grinding is just defined as immoral. And that is all for today, and I thank Louis, who is not here, for supporting my facts and stuff, and Liz for, Thank you. The resolution reads, resolved that grinding is immoral. For the affirmative, please rise. You guys all grinded on last Saturday.
Wait, which side?
I got you,
Thank you. Sit down. For the negative, please rise.
Stand up. Stand up.
Don't video. Don't worry, man. It's not gonna be on the internet.
Thank you. Please sit down. We still have to go. Guys, before we leave, we have best speaker nomination, so to stay put. With a 53 to 22 vote, this resolution fails. Yeah.